we've got our questions answered from my finance lady on IVF. I have a mini kind of random Amazon haul to bring you through. I just wasn't ready to talk about exactly what was happening in that moment. I feel really good about the amount right now of what we're packing. Jack and I have officially started down the road with IVF.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Oh, even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm.
And hello everybody, it is Dingle here and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing super duper well. I look like an absolute crazy person. Oh my gosh. I feel like an absolute crazy person. Today, my friends, is Wednesday, the day before we leave for vacation, and as much as I would like to think that I like to be prepared for things, I still leave things till the last day, and I don't know why I do that to myself, but it's in an organized fashion. I have a list that I made last night, so I'm feeling good about my list. But I actually just got out of a brow appointment. That's why I'm a little red up there, but oh my gosh, they look so good. I couldn't even get a good before shot of how like out of control they were before I got them just done now, because I was on my way and I was running on time. I was doing my thing. I was feeling good. And then my finance lady at our fertility clinic called me in the car, and I have been trying to get a hold of her for like a full week now. And don't get me wrong, I love this finance lady. She is literally so sweet. And my question, why does someone have to pull up right next to me? There are so many spots open and you pulled up right next to me as I'm talking to a camera. That's on you if you think that's weird at this point. Like, that is not on me. But I know I have a big update to give you guys as far as IVF goes, but I had a lot of questions, just obviously financially, about this clinic, IVF, like all this stuff. We've been doing IUIs, so we kind of have a good handle on how the submittal for insurance works and paying up front versus getting credit then at the clinic, like all of that stuff. We figured it out through the IUIs, but IVF comes with a lot of different costs to things. There's a lot of different pieces that cost different things that add up to the total, like the medications, and then the egg retrieval, and then the actual transfer, and then the freezing of the embryos, like everything like that. These are all chunks that cost different things depending on the clinic, also depending on insurance. And she is literally the financy, insurance-y person to contact, and she's been so responsive so far in our entire journey with this clinic. And I know my questions aren't necessarily urgent at this point in time, but we, spoiler alert, have started down the IVF process already. So in the event that we had to pay anything up front, pending insurance's approval or not approval for certain things, I just needed to know. I need to be prepared, okay? She wasn't calling me back or acknowledging that I have left a couple voicemails over the course of like a full week. I swear I'm not like super crazy. I'm not like hounding them down or anything. So long story long, I sent her an email this morning before leaving for my brow appointment asking for a concrete phone meeting time for next week when we're back from vacation. So I just have it on the books. I know that we've planned it, and I can get her on the phone to just run through my questions. So I send that. I'm on my way to a brow appointment, and she calls me like literally 2 minutes from my house, and I'm like, this is great that she's calling me, but now I have to pull over, go through my my questions and be late for my brow appointment. So I was all over the place. But it took a total of 7 minutes. I would say even less because I had to pull over and like pull up my questions and things, but 7 minutes or less, I got all of my questions answered. That's all I needed. And I was only like 3 minutes late to my brow appointment. So that's great. So we've got our questions answered from my finance lady on IVF costs and everything in between. I've got my brows done, and before I left, I needed to make sure I remembered to get some documents on this thumb drive. This feels like I'm going just so far back in time, but we ran out of printer ink in our printer, and where we're going, I want to print off a couple of reservation-y things so I have them physically, and everything else I'm fine having digitally, but these things I just felt good about having them physically. Also because the place we're going to emailed us and said that's a good idea to print off things physically. So I've got them here because I gotta find a FedEx location or somewhere to like print papers or something because I'm out of printer ink. But right now I'm sitting outside of PetSmart because we are out of cat food, and my Chewy order, I do not think it's coming today, but I will double check. And since we're going out of town, I need to get enough cat food obviously before our Chewy order comes for our cat sitter. Cannot wait till I can start a clip and not have this monstrosity in the background. Look, she's sitting right there too. It's like, I feel like our house is just so pretty otherwise. We've got this entryway situation, ignore the gates. We've got our living room situation. It's just cozy vibes, everything. And then when I start a clip, there's just like that in there. Anyway, I'm back. We got some goods. We got the cat food. My brows are did. We've printed out the thingies. And then while I was at Ulta, actually, my mascara, my new favorite mascara, is close to running out. I can feel it, and it's this Essence Lash Princess mascara, the teal one. It's literally so good. But for where we're going and just the long days of walking around, it's gonna be hot and sweaty probably, and so I wanted to get the same one, but this is waterproof. They were buy one, get one 50% off, so while they had that sale, I was like, I'm gonna get both. I started pulling everything out that I should probably charge. So I've got my computer charger here, and that's just being plugged in like all day, making sure it just stays charged. My Kindle is now at 47%. This thing charges so slow, but it might have to do with the port, and it's like charging from an Xbox. I've got my old camera battery. This is the good old fashioned, everyone had this, it's so dusty, vlogging camera, the G7X Mark II. I know a lot of people who still use this actually, but I figure while we are busy and walking around and doing all of the main things that we're doing on this trip, and instead of using this camera, which has a detachable lens, it's just a little bigger, more bulky, this is so portable. So I think for those days, I'll like this one, but the quality on the one that you guys are watching is just so much better. But with that, I wanted to make sure I had the extra battery all charged. So this is charged and this is charged. And let me just take the battery that was in here and charge that one up as well, keeping track of all of that stuff. And now I have a massive list on my phone of packing things. I think when it's all brought together, it won't seem that big, but when it's all written out in a checklist form, you guys can't see that, but when it's all written out in a checklist form, it just looks really big. So I'm gonna start gathering all of those things, and I will meet you back in the bedroom to pack everything. All right, friends, I've got everything that I can gather right now that I don't need to use for the rest of the day laid out here, so I will bring you guys through that. But first, I have a mini kind of random Amazon haul to bring you through. Some of this has to do with what we're packing, and some of this absolutely has nothing to do with what we're packing. The first thing I picked up was this Elta MD UV Clear Sunscreen for your face. I heard insane things about this as far as not causing breakouts, oily skin, etc. as an everyday sunscreen. And did you know on Amazon you can add an FSA or HSA card if you have that through your insurance, and you can buy things with that card if it's marked as FSA or HSA eligible on Amazon. And I didn't know that, so I got this just using our FSH card. FSH, oh my God. Tell me you're going through fertility treatments without telling me you're going through fertility treatments. I got this using our HSA card. And also using our HSA card, we've got 3 Sunbums. Sunbum is eligible for you to use your card with that. So we've got 3 here because we are probably going to use a good chunk of these, I'm not gonna lie. And we already had this, but this is the Sunbum face stick. Gonna pack that, and then the more random items, we ran out of small trash bags, and these are the ones that we get off Amazon. These are a lifesaver because we do not personally like throwing anything away in a bathroom trash can if there's no, you know, lining to it to just pull everything out. It just gets nasty. And in Maine, they basically ban all single-use plastic bags. Like, you can't get them even if you want to pay for them, and that's what we used to reuse in our bathroom, were our plastic grocery bags. So we ended up needing to buy these ones. We love them and they're nicely scented. And then also with the HSA card, these Smarty Pants prenatal vitamins are covered. And when I look up best prenatal vitamins, these are always included within the list. And I personally like gummies versus swallowing pills. These are good. I've already had them. So that's the semi-random but kind of related Amazon haul. Now let me show you what I'm packing. It might look like a lot spread out, but honestly, I feel really good about the amount right now of what we're packing. If you guys have been following for a minute or since our last trip, you guys know that I like to pack by laying out specific outfits. That way I know that I'm not extremely overpacking, and I'm confident that I have outfits for the activities or things that we're planning to do when we're traveling. And it keeps me way more organized and less stressed when I'm packing too. So over here we've got my good old trusty Halara dress. That is going to be a part of an outfit. It's basically an outfit within itself, actually. And then over here we've got my oversized band tee as well as an oversized linen button-up. These will act as really cute pool cover-ups, and I can also wear this over outfits if it gets a little bit chilly, or just an additive to the outfit, you know? This is another day's outfit. I've got my Levi's short-alls that you guys know I love so much, and then under that I'm wearing my purple bralette. And then here, I have not shown you these. I cannot wait to show you these when I wear them on vacay. But I caved and I bought into how much everyone is raving about the Abercrombie shorts, and I am on the lookout for just a really good jean short. I feel like I've been on the lookout for a really great jean short for the past 2 summers, and I've kind of struck out, honestly. Guys, these are actually, I'm gonna try them on right now for you. I need you all to just take in the perfection of these freaking shorts. Like, the high-waistedness of them is literally perfect. And then my butt is not hanging out in the back, and I feel totally covered while also feeling super cute and stylish in high-waisted jean shorts. Now they have 2 distinct styles on their website of these shorts. They have what they call Curve Love and then just regular. They just don't label it Curve Love. And I personally, having grown up in the era where Abercrombie ran a size 0 or nothing basically, because of that residual feeling of not feeling great about myself wearing Abercrombie, I wanted to go Curve Love, thinking that would probably fit me better in the Abercrombie brand, but they didn't have my size in the Curve Love ones. Like, they were all out. These are constantly selling out. So I went with the regular fit, but I just sized up 1. Then I would say I could definitely have gone with my regular size, even in the non-Curve Love, and still had plenty of room, but I'm really comfortable in these. They might stretch out a little bit as I wear them, but honestly, I cannot recommend these enough. I will leave them linked down below. I think my hatred and distrust of Abercrombie is fading just because of these shorts alone. So by packing these shorts, this just gives me another outfit option for a casual dinner one of the nights. I could probably pair it with this linen button-up and be super, super cute. And then for the first first night for dinner, I wanted to feel all cute and summery, so I've got my dress that you guys saw me get from the loft last year. It's adorable. I love the fit on this. And then just in case it gets a little chilly, I've got a sweater to go over it. And then my rule of thumb is always 1 to 2 extra simple outfits. That's why I have these jean shorts. I don't have a very specific night or day I'm going to wear them. I just know it's a good idea to pack these because they can make a separate outfit. And then this is just an extra lounge outfit. I've got some sweat shorts underneath that I know I love. I've got my neutral crop sweatshirt. It's nice and light and airy, I know I love, and an extra bralette. And then over here I've got plenty of socks and underwear, as well as some mix and match swimsuit options. This one goes together perfectly. This is from You Swim. I love this swimsuit. Then I can also match the top of this with these white bottoms from Aerie. Let's move on to the shoes, shall we? I have tried every which way to slim down on my shoe options. This is excessive, and I do recognize that. I'm just excited and I want to look cute. So I have given in to having this many shoe options. So I've got my Hokas because the first day we're going to be walking around a lot, and these go with my outfit, so I think they're going to be adorable. My purple Birks you guys saw me get the other day. These will be great by the pool. Also go with another outfit for one of the main days and still be very cute and very supportive. These are for the dinner with this dress. How freaking perfect. And then I think I'm just gonna take my Chacos because I love them. They're such a great sandal option, and they're also very supportive and comfy, and I love the color of those. Might wear those on the airplane too. Then over here is the other I feel excessive thing, but since we didn't go excessive on clothes, I'm going excessive in other areas, you know? We've got a drawstring bag that Jack will be carrying for 2 of the main days to hold a jacket, our wallets, etc., everything like that. This fanny pack is going with one of my outfits one of the days, or 2 of the days actually, 2 of the main days. And then this purse goes with just regular outfits like the button up, the jeans, this dress, you know the vibe. Regular clothes, not really athletic looking clothes. And then this, we will be going to the beach one of the days, and I thought this will be great for a beach bag as well. And the great thing about this is I can put all of these things just inside there and pack it as is. And then over here I've just got my makeup. I hate the items that I cannot account for yet because I am not done using them for the day. I don't like leaving things till the morning to pack, but that's just the nature of things. I have to wait to pack some chargers that I'm gonna use overnight, my iPad that I use to go to sleep, my cleanser, you know, face stuff, things like that. I just hate that I can't pack them right now. All right, my friends, I know what you're thinking. Mac, you took up the entire suitcase. What is Jack supposed to do? But don't fret. This suitcase isn't even like all the way full on this side because it's collapsible, you know, and so we like released that, and he's got plenty of space over here. And look at how much space like the top has, you know, so we can stack more for Jack. I feel good about this. I think we'll be under the amount of pounds too, which is good, and we'll have room for any souvenirs if we buy anything there to bring back. I know my side has plenty of room, so I'm feeling good about that. And then on the airplane, I think I'm going to wear these. I've worn these on airplane before. My feet don't get too cold. Honestly, just my outfit right now. Just some black leggings, a pullover. And then for all of my electronics, I'm just gonna bring my travel backpack. This thing is just great. It's got like compartments. This is for the laptop, and then you can put things in this compartment too. And then there's things in this compartment, and then there's a thing for mini stuff like an iPad or something in there. So this is perfect for all of the electronic needs. I was going to use this for electronics, but coming through the airport with this on like one shoulder, I just get so many knots, and traveling with a backpack is just the better move. And if we've got space, we got the space, you know? All right, my friends, now for what you probably clicked on this video for. This is nuts because I just realized that this is the spot where I filmed our original fertility journey video to share with you guys what's been going on. It is so bizarre I am sitting in the same place telling you guys this next update. But first, I just want to thank you all so much for giving me the space I need to process things before posting about anything. When I was thinking about sharing our fertility journey in the first place, that was something I was really worried about, because once it's out there, I can't blame people for wanting to be curious. You know, if the treatment treatments are working and when we're going to announce things and all of that stuff. So not having to juggle people's expectations on top of everything we're dealing with in our personal lives is really nice. So thank you all for being just so awesome. So here's the update. I think this does not come to a shock to a lot of you all that have been following, but just officially to say it, Jack and I have officially started down the road of IVF. Not just waiting for insurance's approval and or waiting for the next cycle to start it. We are in it. We are in it right now. And it is absolutely wild. I am in such a better headspace than I was when I first found out everything. And one of the reasons why I was just so caught off guard is because of how quickly we were able to move forward with everything. I just wasn't ready to talk about exactly what was happening in that moment and what steps were being taken like in that moment. To give you all a timeline of what went down to fill you guys in, our IVF consultation was on a Monday. It was last Monday. On Tuesday, I got my period, so my cycle started, and that's what they needed in order to schedule everything out. And one of the first things that they schedule out is for you to start taking birth control as soon as the next day. So I went in on Monday with IVF as simply an idea in my head that we are going to pursue next, to Wednesday taking birth control to start the IVF process. Like looking back and like saying that out loud, I'm shocked I wasn't more of a mess. It was so fast and so intense all at once, with me still reading up about the information with IVF and needing to make the decision of whether this was the cycle we were going to start, because we did have that opportunity to start it right then. So needless to say, it was a lot. But what I didn't quite fully grasp going into IVF is that I knew that some clinics will put you on birth control in order to control the start of the actual egg retrieval cycle, but I didn't quite know how long that birth control period started at all. So what's nice and what I found out through our clinic is that I will be on birth control for about 3-ish, maybe a little bit over 3 weeks before starting any of the stereotypical injections that you see people doing with IVF if you're not familiar with IVF. So in my head, when everything started going boom, 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 I was like, oh my gosh, injections, medicine, insurance approval, all this stuff. But we've actually been able to continue to take in information and continue to take one step at a time while just having these few weeks of still taking steps forward, because we are on birth control in order to move forward with the next step of IVF. So we're still fully in it, but it feels like we've been given the gift of time while still making steps forward, if that makes sense. And also when I was in the office and we were discussing birth control, I asked if I could request a very specific birth control that I am very familiar with, I know my body responds well to. I have very little side effects on it because I took it for 10 plus years before, and they said absolutely. My nurse had to track it down a little bit, or at least like get an alternative for it, but right now I am on the birth control that I'm very familiar with. I've had no side effects and I actually feel really good on it. I feel really good. So the fact that the only medication I'm on right now is something I'm really familiar with and it doesn't cause me a lot of side effects is another blessing, because I truly feel like I have time on my hands without feeling any sort of side effects to things. So I feel like I'm just not reminded of it every single day versus diving into injections or anything. I do want to talk about the weird timing of everything, because I feel like it plays a lot into how I was able to process this so quickly. I'm personally a big believer in everything happens for a reason. I know that is really frustrating to hear somebody else tell you when you're going through infertility, and I'm not telling you that whatsoever with your specific case. It's just my personal mindset to things. Everything in my life that I've gone through that has been really tough has been for a reason in the end, for something even better. I do not know the reason behind infertility yet, but I will let you know when I find that one out. But with that mindset also comes the idea that if I am trying to force things, or if things don't feel like they're falling into place and they're not easy, crazy and I'm running into roadblocks. It's just simply not meant to be. That's what I've found. Whereas things that are meant to be, it's weird how things just start falling into place. For example, with the third IUI that ended up being canceled for me, everything just felt hard. Everything felt off. My mindset wasn't good. There was difficulties getting in touch with people to start certain medications. It was very bizarre and it felt difficult. And ultimately, that cycle ended up not moving forward. There was just something not meant to be with that one. And I just felt it internally from the start. But what's so strange yet so comforting about us starting IVF, where we are starting it right now, is just how perfectly everything started falling into place. The first thing kind of spirals into a few other things, but my period wasn't supposed to come until about like 9 to 10 days after it actually came. So it came very early. There's two things with that. One, it allowed my insurance plenty of time. I have ample amount of time for my insurance to approve everything before moving forward with this cycle. You guys know how stressed I get about my insurance approving things, especially when it's like tens of thousands of dollars worth of stuff going forward that I would have to pay out of pocket if my insurance didn't get back to us on time. Oh, hi everyone. It is post-vacation Mac here, and I'm editing this video now and realize that the battery ran out on the last clip and I didn't remember that, and so I accidentally deleted the additional clip where I kept talking about how things were lining up weird. So I'm here to just retell you guys the second part of what I was actually saying. So the first weird thing that fell into place was how perfect the amount of time my insurance had to approve. And I'm really excited to tell you guys, literally in the airport at our connection going to our destination for vacation, my finance lady called me and told me that my insurance has approved us to move forward. So we will not have to pay anything up front. I don't want to think about what the bills will look like after the fact, but we don't have to pay the tens of thousands of dollars that it would have been upfront. We are all approved to move forward. So even though we didn't need the 10 extra days that I ended up being gifted basically for insurance to approve, it was really great to know that I had that buffer time so I didn't have to stress about it. The second thing about my cycle starting 9 to 10 days earlier than expected was that it was expected to literally start on the first day of vacation and end on the last day of vacation. I couldn't have picked a worse time to go on vacation, but it ended up working out because it came early, I got it over with, and I was able to fully enjoy my vacation without my period, which is just the best gift ever. And the other thing about it starting earlier than expected is that the birth control that I was mentioning before, my nurse kind of had to track it down and she wanted me to start on cycle day 2. Because she was kind of having trouble tracking it down or an alternative, I literally got the call to pick up my birth control hours before I was supposed to take it. So the timing of that worked perfectly. It was a little bit stressful, but it ended up working out. But she calls in the birth control when your cycle starts. So I can't imagine, having been on vacation, having to call my clinic to let them know my cycle started, for them to call in birth control. And since I would be on vacation for like 5 days, I would need to find a pharmacy near the hotel for her to send the prescription to for me to go pick up. And like, just that did not need to be on my vacation whatsoever. And because my cycle started early, I didn't have to worry about any of that. I can't imagine having to track down a pharmacy in a place where I have no idea where anything is. Or no offense to my clinic, but even being in contact with my clinic over my vacation was literally why would I want to do that? I was literally on a vacation to run away from our infertility problems, and that would have just put a big damper on things. And then the last thing that weirdly fell perfectly into place is that you guys know I had the IVF consult on Monday and my cycle started on Tuesday, which would kick off everything. And because it started on Tuesday, I fell in line with their schedule so that my egg retrieval would be happening mid-June. And what works perfectly with that is that if by any reason I had to wait for the next cycle in order to do my egg retrieval, this sounds minuscule and we would have absolutely made it work. I know that people would totally understand, but in the month of July onward, our year gets crazy. We've got like 3 weddings coming up, one of which I am in, and that one is all the way in Oregon. And the bachelorette party for that is in July. So there's a really good chance I wouldn't have been able to go to that bachelorette party, which has been planned for months and months and months. And honestly, if I were to push the retrieval out because of the bachelorette party, then I would have been pushing it out for the weddings and then also for a trip. There are just so many things planned for the second half of the year for us, and so to be able to get our egg retrieval over with, I hate to say it like that, but you guys know how I feel about my egg retrieval. So to be able to get it over with during a time where we don't have to cancel anything, we don't have to worry about scheduling anything, it just feels so good. And then when it comes to the transfer, that has a much more predictable timeline. Because I don't have to go on birth control, I'm pretty sure, I guess we'll find out, but I'm pretty sure we just go along with my natural cycle for that. But that was the last thing where I was like, wow, this is working out way too perfectly to not be meant to be, or at least for me to not feel really good about these next steps. It felt really comforting as things started falling perfectly into place. So that is our IVF update up to this point. There are probably so many questions you guys have that I did not touch on whatsoever, and I personally believe that there are no stupid questions. You should hear the amount of questions that I ask my doctor and my nurses on like a weekly basis. So please do not be shy. Put all of your questions in the comments below, and I'll probably have a question box also on my Instagram story, because I've gotten a lot of miscellaneous questions, whether that's in my DMs or my YouTube comments or Instagram. So I'm gonna collect all of those and probably do a Q&A soon. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer in that, please leave them in the comments below, or you can go follow me on my Instagram and I'll have a question box in my stories like I said. But yeah, thank you all for listening once again. I love you all very, very much, and I will catch you in the next video. I'll see you guys later. Bye!